Have you ever wondered what if living past 100 was actually simpler than we think? In Japan, there was a legendary doctor who lived well beyond a century still seeing patients even after turning 100. The surprising part, he didn't rely on expensive medicine or strict diets. Instead, his secret came from small, everyday habits that anyone can follow. Before he passed away, he revealed the golden key to staying healthy and sharp until the very end. In the United States, the average life expectancy is about 76. But in Okinawa, Japan, it's around 84, and many people there easily reach 100 while still cooking, walking, and even gardening. So what's their secret? It's not about supplements or costly treatments. It's about how they eat and how they live. A perfect example is Dr. Shoji Hinohara, who lived until 105 years old. He continued practicing medicine until he was 100, following simple habits, light meals, consistent routines, and finding joy in the little things. Today, we're going to explore 5 principles he lived by and how they can boost your health, energy, and clarity, especially after 60. Principle 1. Eat just enough, not until you're stuffed. One of the biggest mistakes many people make, especially in the West, is overeating. We're often taught that a good meal means finishing every bite on the plate or getting more value by eating larger portions. But in Okinawa, the mindset is very different. They practice a philosophy called hara-hachi-bu, which means stop eating when you're about 80% full. It sounds simple, but this small shift makes a huge difference. Eating just a little less helps prevent excess calories, reduces inflammation, lowers oxidative stress on your organs, and keeps your weight stable without dieting. In fact, the U.S. National Institute on Aging has linked moderate calorie restriction to longer life and better metabolic health. Dr. Hinohara lived by this principle. He believed in eating lightly, eating slowly, and leaving the table slightly unsatisfied. This approach kept his body energized and his mind crystal clear well into his 90s. A real-life example. Let's take Helen, age 68. Growing up, she was told, don't waste food. So no matter how full she felt, she always cleaned her plate. Over time, this habit led to sluggish digestion, afternoon fatigue, and restless nights. Then she discovered hara-hachi-bu. She started pausing halfway through each meal and asking herself, am I still truly hungry, or am I just eating out of habit? The results were remarkable. More energy, deeper sleep, less bloating, and even greater joy at the dinner table. You can try this tonight. Slow down, chew thoroughly, take a breath between bites. When you feel about 70% full, pause. Let your body, not your plate, decide when you've had enough. Because how much you eat is only the beginning. Next, we'll uncover the question that matters just as much. What should you eat? Soybeans aren't just a tradition in Japan, they're the backbone of the country's longevity diet. Why does it matter? Because soy-based foods are loaded with complete plant protein, anti-inflammatory isoflavones that protect the heart, and prebiotic fiber that feeds healthy gut bacteria. In fact, a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular soy consumption is linked to lower LDL cholesterol, stronger bones, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. Dr. Shigeki Hinohara, Japan's oldest practicing physician, ate tofu almost every single day. He believed it kept his arteries clear and his digestion running smoothly even well into his 90s. Now let's meet Frank, age 73. For years, he avoided soy, worried about myths surrounding hormones and estrogen. But after watching a documentary about Japanese centenarians, he decided to give it a shot. Twice a week, he swapped red meat for a simple tofu stir-fry with bok choy, garlic, and ginger. Light, flavorful, and nourishing. Just 3 weeks later, his blood pressure dropped, his joint pain eased, and he no longer needed those afternoon naps. The takeaway: you don't need to become vegetarian. What you do need is balance. Try adding lentils, black beans, or tofu just twice a week, and you may be surprised by the results. The next secret: an anti-aging shield. Hidden in plain sight. There's a powerful longevity food that many Americans overlook, but the Japanese eat it every single morning. It's not a pill, not a supplement, but a tradition that's warm, comforting, and full of life-fermented foods. In Japan, mornings often begin with a humble bowl of miso soup. Add in natto, pickled vegetables, and fermented seaweed, and you get a diet rich in live probiotics to feed your gut digestive enzymes, to unlock nutrients, and anti-inflammatory compounds to protect your brain joints and immune system. In the West, many seniors rely on probiotic capsules. But real fermented foods bring something pills rarely match: synergy. Whole foods combined with living microbes create results far more powerful than what comes in a bottle. Take Claire, age 70, a retired librarian. For years, she struggled with bloating, irregular digestion, and heaviness after meals. She tried fiber powders, enzyme supplements, and every probiotic on the shelf. Nothing worked until a friend gave her a jar of authentic miso paste. She began sipping a warm cup of miso broth each morning. No major diet changes, no extra pills, just one small habit. By the second week, the difference was undeniable. Her bloating disappeared, her energy leveled out, and her appetite stabilized. The secret wasn't in a supplement. It was in the living, active bacteria inside real fermented foods. You can start this simple practice today: just a spoonful of miso in warm water, or a few slices of naturally fermented pickles. It's not only about gut health, it's about staying balanced and aging gracefully. Principle 4, don't fear carbs. Sweet potatoes are a longevity superfood. In the West, carbs have been painted as the enemy. Everywhere you turn, you hear, cut carbs to lose weight, or seniors should avoid starch. But here's the truth: not all carbs are created equal. And in Okinawa, home to the world's longest living people, there's one carb that's celebrated every day: Japanese purple sweet potatoes. These aren't just colorful. They're nutritional powerhouses. In fact, they make up over 60% of the daily calories for Okinawan centenarians. Why are they so powerful? They're packed with anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect blood vessels and slow cellular aging. Rich in fiber to stabilize blood sugar and support digestion. Loaded with potassium and vitamin C for heart health and strong immunity. And they have a low glycemic index, meaning steady energy without sugar crashes. Dr. Shigeki Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes over rice, believing they were gentle yet protective for the body. Research from the National Institutes of Health supports this. Anthocyanin-rich foods, like Japanese sweet potatoes, are linked to better blood vessel function, lower inflammation, and slower cognitive decline in aging adults. Now, meet Paul, age 69. Pre-diabetic, tired, and frustrated, he had cut out all carbs, even the healthy ones. But instead of feeling better, his energy crashed and his cravings got worse. On his dietitian's advice, he tried adding steamed Japanese sweet potatoes, no frying, no sugar, just clean and simple. Within 2 weeks, his energy lasted all afternoon. His cravings dropped and his blood sugar stabilized better than it had in months. The lesson: you don't need to fear carbs. You just need to choose wisely, like the Japanese do. The final principle: it's not just about food. It's about how you live. Before we wrap up, here's something most people overlook: a principle even more powerful than what's on your plate. Dr. Hinohara didn't obsess over strict diets, calorie counting, or macros. He lived by a rhythm, a simple, joyful rhythm that carried him through more than a century. Each morning, he began with a bowl of miso soup, a walk, and some reading. He avoided overeating, not out of restriction, but out of respect for his body. Even in his 90s, he chose stairs over elevators, keeping movement a natural part of his daily life. That rhythm, simple, consistent, and full of joy, was the real foundation of his extraordinary longevity. Longevity isn't just about what's on your plate, it's about how you live each day. Dr. Hinohara, even in his later years, stayed curious, gave lectures, wrote books, and most importantly, he smiled often. He once said, "To stay young, you must have fun." Take Marie, age 71. For years, she obsessed over food labels: low-carb, sugar-free, fat-free. But instead of feeling free, she felt anxious, always chasing the next diet rule. Then she discovered Dr. Hinohara's philosophy. She made a shift. She began walking 20 minutes each morning. She slowed down her meals, savored her afternoon tea, and took time to breathe. She even planted herbs on her windowsill and found joy in watching them grow. That rhythm changed everything, not just her physical health, but her emotional well-being. And that's the real secret. Health isn't just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's rhythmic. So as you think about your own journey, remember this. Don't just count protein, count quiet mornings. Don't just reduce sugar, increase laughter. Don't just fix your diet, nourish your spirit. If you're unsure where to begin, start small, start joyful. Start like the doctor who lived to 105 and smiled all the way there. The 5 principles recapped. These aren't complicated rules. They're small, daily shifts practiced by some of the world's longest living people, inspired by Japan's most remarkable doctor. 1. Eat until you're 80% full. Better digestion, more energy, longer life. 2. Add plant proteins, tofu lentils, edamame easy to cook, easy on the body. 3. Include fermented foods, a spoon of miso, a slice of pickled veggies, good bacteria for gut and immunity. 4. Choose smart carbs, like sweet potatoes, steady energy, no crashes. 5. Live light, eat light, smile often. Simplicity, rhythm, joy. And the best part, you don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one bite, one habit, one breath between spoonfuls. Over time, these small steps add up to something powerful. So which one speaks to you today? Drop it in the comments. Your choice might inspire someone else watching. This journey isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. If you're ready to begin your longevity journey, leave a in the comments. And stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll reveal a so-called health food that might actually be aging your body faster than you think.